Hello and welcome to the Sewing Studio. Today is the first episode of our mini series. So every week we're going to show you what you can do with a mini charm pack. A mini charm pack is 42 2.5 inch squares. And today's project is a really quick and easy, simple project to get you started. There'll be lots more to look forward to over the coming weeks, but today we're going to make this lovely little mini quilt, which is approximately 20 inches square when it's finished. And you could make this as a table centre or just as a mini quilt, perfect for beginners. So I'm going to do one today in Christmas fabric because I thought that would be nice for a centre of a coffee table at Christmas. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your pack of mini charms, and it's always a fun bit opening them and sorting out the colours and things. So the next thing you're going to need is a strip of white fabric. So these pieces here measure 1.25 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to join a mini charm right side to right side onto a piece of white fabric, and I'm going to go to the machine because I'm going to chain piece quite a few of these onto here, and I'll show you how we do that. So now we're going to join our mini charms to our strip of white fabric, which, as I say, measures 1.25 inches. So using a 1/4 inch seam, I'm just going to line these up. And as I say, I'm going to do some chain piecing. So I've stopped with the needle in, lift the foot, and then I pick up the next mini charm and join that on. And you keep doing that until you've joined all of your mini charms to a white piece of fabric. And now I'm just going to go over to the iron and I'm going to press these and I'm going to trim them to the right size. So then I'm going to just flip them all back. And then with the cutter, I'm just going to trim them up because you can see here, some are not as close as others. So I've left a bit of a gap. So I'm just going to trim them up so that they're all the right size. And when you've done this with all of them, I'm going to show you how to lay them out. Actually, I'm going to turn it that way. It might be easier. If you get them right up close, you do actually only need to make one cut between, like this one. So it just takes a little bit of practice when you're doing your chain piecing, or some people call it flag piecing. It saves lots of thread doing it that way as well. So when you've done that, when you've got all of your pieces with a white piece of fabric attached, I've got a few more here that I've done, you lay them out. So you start off the first row, you lay with your white piece of fabric to the left, and then you would join these up like this. And then your next row, you start with your white piece of fabric to the right, and then you join them up. So you would do a row at a time. Let's choose a different colour now. So you can see how that's going together. And then the next row, you come back round to having the white fabric on the left, and so on until you've laid it all out and it looks like this. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to put a little border around the edge. You can make the border as big as you want or as small as you want. And then you're going to put it onto your wadding. I've just used the same white fabric here for my back of mine. And I've done, let me just move these out of the way and then I can show you the quilting. Now, I did say to you at the beginning it was a 20-inch square, but I don't think it is. No, because we've got 42 squares, so it can't be. So we've got 7 going across and 6 down. So it actually measures 17 by 20. But if you wanted it square, you could leave some of the squares out. It's entirely up to you. But this one has got a whole pack in it and that's what it measures. So you then put it onto your wadding. As I say, I've used the same white fabric for the back, and then I've done cross hatching. So I've literally drawn a line with an erasable pen across corner to corner, and then I've measured to the next line. So in between each quilting, I've done an 1.5 inch gap. So I've then gone the other way and I've sewn a line and an 1.25 inch gap. And I really like the effect that cross hatching gives. If I turn it over and we look at the back, you can see that effect. And then I just put a bit of pretty binding on, and the binding was cut at 2.5 inches and folded in half, wrong sides together, and applied that way. If you have a look, we've got lots of tutorials that show you how to put a binding on. So that is how you make your mini quilt. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss next week's mini series to see what else we'll be making using mini charms. So as always, have fun, and I look forward to seeing you next time here in the sewing studio. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There's a button just to my left. If you've got any questions, we're happy to answer those in the comments below. And for all your patchwork and quilting needs, head on over to the sewing studio. We have an amazing array of patchwork and quilting products, and all of the relevant links are in the description below. Look forward to seeing you next time.